How do you feel now that your meme has kind of grown? Like every time we do an interview, there's more and more like viral memes.
Vlad, every time I get on your show, it's a different kind of crowd. Like, I had a doctor, Asian man, step to me. Yo, I've seen you on Vlad overseas. Yo, I've seen you on Vlad. I've seen you on Math Hoffa. So, these platforms got big now. Like these platforms, like Math Hoffa show, your show, Gilly the Kid, Nori. Like these platforms are getting bigger and bigger, and these interviews is one hand washing another. I got some shit to talk to you about. You got some shit, and we might do numbers, we might not. But you always told me the first interview, this first interview's gonna be big. Because I feel like sometimes you gotta open up to the people. I was in a shell. I was in a place where I wasn't really talking to nobody. The COVID had a lot of people stressed, no shows, hard getting money. It was tough for everybody. You just felt depressed. You're in the house. I'm used to being overseas and traveling. Because when I sit around, even though, I had this show, Welcome to the Culture, where I was shooting that. Like a lot of people, oh, what are you doing? Corey, what are you doing with yourself? You don't got to tell people all your plans all the time. They think you're not doing nothing. But I had a whole podcast I was working on. I got like 5 albums done during the COVID. So, it was just a little depressing, like being in the house. It's how everybody felt. No shows, no nothing.
Right. Well, plus, me and you kind of had an issue that we had to get over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I
posted a video, and we don't have to get into it, but you had an issue with a video I posted, and I'm like, all right, Tony potentially has an issue with me, but hopefully we can get over it.
But Vlad, you gotta understand this, and one thing I learned is like sometimes that's one time that I got in my emotions, and I'll probably never get into my emotions again, because being an artist, you're public property, and people said a lot of fucked up things to me. Fuck your moms, fuck your family, fuck your kids, fuck this. And you just get used to it, and you just gotta have thick skin. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. Fuck reading comments. Why am I worried about this person, that person? Because it's not, you can't let the universe take over you. It's about what I'm doing. I can't let, people get to me. That's why I read books. One of my favorites is, The Art of War, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Machiavelli. I'm a real book reader. And I feel like that helped my mental a lot. I read the Bible, like those are 3 good ones right there. The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Art of War, Machiavelli.
How do you not give? That's one book I haven't read. I've read part of Art of War, and I've read parts of the Bible. Yeah. But The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I know it's a bestseller.
Oh yeah.
What's one of the keys from that book? How do you not give a fuck? As someone who's given a whole lot of fucks during his day.
There was one part in the book where it's about responsibility, taking on your responsibility. Like, we all make mistakes, and sometimes we don't want to hear it, but the book is teaching me that everybody's not perfect and everything is not going to be your way. Just kind of live life. So, it's like a lot of mistakes like I made, like say if I fuck up some money or something, it's my fault. You got to learn to take fault, but how you fix that is responsibility. So like say I fucked up $500,000. I'm like, yo, Fifth, I need $500,000. I'm fucked up. I got to pay this or that. Yo, look out for me and I get it back to you. Or anybody, or Jimmy Iovine, or anybody in business, or Vlad, one of your workers, Miguel, fucked up. Yo, I need to borrow this. And you say no, you can't be mad. It's your fault. Your responsibility is figuring a way how you fix it. And that was one of the major things in the book, was fault and responsibility.
And you felt you lacked some of that beforehand?
No, I didn't feel like I lacked anything. It was just something that I learned. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes things might not go bad. You might not hit your projections for the year on something. And, it's kind of your fault. You don't want to take it. You might be wrong taking it out on people, or wrong people, family, whatever. But it's your responsibility to fix it. And that was one of the main things in the book. Fault and responsibility. Art of War, of course, that's good. You got your moral law. You got your heaven. You got your earth. You got your commander. And you got discipline and something with discipline. But those are the 5 moral laws. Yes, moral law, heaven, earth, commander, and discipline, and something else. And then Machiavelli, of course, is like one of the greatest books ever.
The moral law, heaven, earth, the commander, and method and discipline.
What did I just say to you, though?
Same thing.
Okay,
yeah.
there you go. Don't ever. I will never lie to you. I done read the 48 Laws of Power. I read
that was a great one. That actually, that 48 Laws of Power actually changed my life trajectory a little.
I mean, to me, the 48 Laws of Power got some wrong and rights in it when I look at it.
Yeah, no, I mean, just like anything else. In fact, shout out to 50, because the first time I got to meet Robert Greene was during a book signing when he did the 50th Law.
Right,
and I actually showed up and I brought in my, Robert Greene books for him to sign, and also the 50th Law. Yeah. And I got to interview, we'll play a little clip.
Yeah. It's kind of inspired by 50's life, and it's the fact that, everybody's got a lot of fears inside of them, like being afraid of, obviously, death, but afraid of change and being alone and things like that. And if you're not kind of aware of the problem, if you're not confronting what you're afraid of, then those fears are kind of governing your life and determining what you do. And usually when people are afraid, they only do like one thing. And when you get rid of your fears, you feel like you can try 4 or 5 different things in life. It gives you all this freedom and mobility. It's like you're let out of prison. So it's all about the power you can have, just like he got.
The 48 Laws of Power was one of the big ones in jail. And yeah, there's some stuff like that, like don't outshine the master. There's some things that are cool.
Well, I'll tell you what one of my greatest takeaways from the 48 Laws of Power. And I was definitely unaware of this beforehand, is that when you win, you stop.
Oh yeah, I mean, have an exit
plan. You don't spike the ball. You don't do the victory dance or whatever, because that is the easiest way to turn a victory into a defeat. When you start to rub the person's face in it and brag about how you won and they lost, you might trigger something in that person that'll make them snap.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. Trust your enemies, hate your friends, never outshine the master. There's stuff that's do right, then there's learn how to use people. Certain things are wrong and certain things are right. I like to read different books, but the Bible is the main one for me. I read the Bible every day. So, but Art of War, Art of Not Giving a Fuck, like I said, Machiavelli. I told you, I named you the 5 moral laws. Yeah. And there's a couple more. I got to go over that book because there's a lot more stuff in there.
So
I'm gonna eventually write my own book too.
Okay. So since you read the Bible and you're religious,
yes.
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
I don't want to talk about religion. I just tell you what I believe in. I'm not. I don't want to get too crazy with it. Learn from media training, getting out of jail. Stay away from politics and religion.
There we go.
That's the first thing my media trainer told me, man.
That's where we're going to end it. Tony Yayo, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. VladTV. What interview is this?
This is interview number 4.
We're doing one every fucking month, man. Taking over VladTV, man.
And the Tony Yayo podcast is coming to VladTV.
And the Tony Yayo podcast
we're just still doing
coming to
prep
VladTV.
work.
We doing a whole bunch of shit out here, man. Mm-hmm. And check out Welcome to the Culture. Vlad's gonna play my reel. It's coming soon. We out of here.
Boom.